Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the What a Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Tennessee Titans 10-year rebuild here on Madden 23. That is right. We are in year number 4, episode number 4, and we are on the cusp of greatness. I know that we are. Last episode, we missed out on the playoffs again, but only because the Colts and Jaguars had pretty good seasons. But I think that with the moves that we made in the offseason, in free agency, and in the draft, we brought in a little bit of depth. We brought in some good young players. We brought in Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jackson Smith and Jigba, so we're building the Ohio State Buckeyes, which I'm not opposed to. I think that this team is built for a playoff appearance. I think that we are good enough. We have a lot of depth. We have some very good players. I think that we can make the playoffs. It's all depending on how good Will Levis is going to be. He had 5,200 yards last season. But we need to have him put that together along with a bunch of wins. So we gave him more weapons. He couldn't have more weapons. He's got a ton. He's got Derrick Henry. He's got 4 amazing receivers. He's got Kyle Pitts. He's got a solid offensive line. There's not really any excuses for Will Levis to not be the quarterback for us, unless he just sucks, which is a possibility. We have to find that out before we get too deep into this rebuild where we can't adjust and get a quarterback that'll help us. So it's make or break for Will Levis coming soon. I don't know if it's going to be this season or if it's going to be next season. We'll have to adjust depending on how good we do every year. We'll have to figure it out. But we got to start with the season goal. This year, or this time, I'm going to say make the playoffs. I've been doing 7 wins for a couple of seasons now, but I think it's time that we make the playoffs. We're in our, not so much our winning window, but we're in our getting good window, basically. Like, this is our time to, we're not done with the rebuild, but we're to a point where we don't need to make drastic lineup changes. The rebuild portion is kind of in the back burner now. Now we're just all about developing our young guys, getting better, and making the playoffs consistently throughout these next couple of years, and hopefully winning a Super Bowl or 2. That's kind of the portion we are in now. We're like right on the brink of the win right now, kind of period. But we're right underneath that, I think. We know what team we have. We're a really good team, I feel like. I mean, we have 87s across the board. We are going up against the defending Super Bowl champions in the Chiefs in this first game of the year. So that's kind of a struggle. It's going to be a tough game to win. But as long as we can we can go to the midseason mark and we have about like 1 or 2 losses, I will be super happy about that, because I think this team is capable of doing that. And I guess we'll find out. Hit that like button if you're excited. Subscribe to the channel for more. Join the Juice Club. And let's get simulated into the halfway point of the season, seeing if we can make ourselves into a playoff contender. We've made it to the midseason mark. We are currently 5-2, so that's exactly where I expected us to be. I said if we have 1 or 2 wins, I'd be really happy about that. And we have 2 losses, And we have 2 losses, so 5-2 on the year so far. We're going up against the 3-3 Dolphins in the next week. But take a look at the standings. The Colts are having a spectacular season. Anthony Richardson must be that guy, because they are 7-0. That's going to be a tough thing to try to conquer if we want to win the division. But I guess we could try to sneak into the playoffs as the final wild card team. That is possible if we stay on the path that we're on right now. I'm just happy that we're winning games, and that means if we're winning games, then we're going to have morale boosts, and that means Will Levis is going to go up. Michael Pittman's going to go up. The offensive line is all going up slightly, but they're still going up. And then on the defense, everybody's playing well. I mean, Jalen Carter's up 4 with the morale. I don't know what's going on with him, why he's going up 4, but I like it. I'm not complaining about it. Brian Driver, our first-round pick, seems to be even playing decently well. I'm hoping that he has superstar development, but I'm expecting it just to be star. Currently sitting at 5-2. I like the path that we're on. I do. I think that we are currently sitting pretty good. And yeah, if you take a look at the passing leaders, Anthony Richardson is leading the league in passing yards, and he's got a pretty good completion percentage as well. But you can see Will Levis is right there in contention. He could certainly pass both Tyler Van Dyke and Anthony Richardson for the lead in all passing stats, completion percentage, yards, touchdowns, all that kind of stuff. He could definitely take over if he continues to have a good season, if he has a good second half of the season. But I think that we are in a good spot right now. I really do. We have $90 million in available cap, and we've got some big players to negotiate with. Wow, this is a lot of our young players on the team. First off, we've got Kyle Pitts, who we guaranteed we have to bring back. Tyron Smith is old. That's going to be a tricky one. I don't know what we do with him, but we have to bring back Jalen Carter. We have to bring back Tyree Wilson. We have to bring back Christian Gonzalez. Jack Campbell, definitely want to bring him back as well. Probably Terrell Burgess, just because he kind of wants to be here and he's not super expensive. But this is going to be a lot of money. I don't know if we're going to be able to bring back everybody. First off, I'm just going to go get this out of the way because, of course, we're going to bring back Kyle Pitts. And you know what? I might try... excuse me, I might try to see if I can get him for the rest of the rebuild, because this is episode number 4, year number 4. So if we sign him for 6 years, then he's locked up for the rest of the rest of the series. So if I could do this and then give him slightly overpay, but it's Kyle Pitts. Are you really overpaying when you're paying Kyle Pitts? So if we give him this, we'll see what he says, and he's coming back. So he is locked up for the rest of the series. We will never have to worry about Kyle Pitts re-signing or needing another new contract. And I might try to do that with like Jalen Carter as well, or at least get him on a semi-long contract, maybe like 5 years or 4 years. I'll give him on 4 years. Then we can make a decision towards the end of the series what we want to do with him. So if we offer him this amount of money, he should say yes to that, and he's coming back for 4 more seasons. Then Amani Hooker's also an interesting one. Tyree Wilson, he wants to be here so we can lock him up as well, and he really wants to be here so we don't have to pay him too much. Oh, man, I really thought he was going to accept that. I really did. Christian Gonzalez is next up. He doesn't want to be here at all, so this is going to have to be slight overpay at 23 years old. Please accept this, Christian. I hope that you do. If we give him about $6 million on the bonus, he accepts it. Perfect. So Christian Gonzalez is back. We have $44 million. Want to bring back Jack Campbell. We can get him on a 3-year deal. That'd be awesome. And if I give him like 2.5 on the bonus, he says he's coming back. So we have $39 million to spread out through Terrell Burgess, Tyree Wilson, and probably Amani Hooker. And you know what? Since I'm here and Terrell Burgess isn't that expensive, we might as well try to offer him a contract. And if I go like that, he should accept that. He's coming back. So we got him on a cheap deal, $34 million to offer through these 2 guys left. We might try to get... Ooh, Malik Willis also needs a new contract. We'll probably bring him back as well. We might try to get even like Roger McCreary back and even Kyle Phillips. I know we have a lot of wide receivers, but Kyle Phillips has been pretty good for us. But for right now, we're going to let that go until the end of the season with about $34 million. So let's simulate to the end of the year, see if we sneak into the playoffs. Maybe even we win the division. Maybe the Colts fall off in the second half of the year. I have no idea. But I hope that at some point we take over and we win the division, or I just really want to make the playoffs. It's year number 4. I think we're ready. I'm pretty sure we're good enough. I hope we make the playoffs. I'll see you guys at the end of the season with some good news, hopefully. The season is finished up, and ladies and gentlemen, we made the playoffs. But not only making the playoffs, we won the division. The Colts actually slipped up. They were 7-0 at the midseason mark, and they finished 11-6. What a terrible second half of the season. Anthony Richardson must have absolutely collapsed in the second half because they just did not play well, losing 6 games out of their final ones that they had. And we capitalized, only losing 2 extra games, going 13-4, and winning the division. That's what I'm freaking talking about, boys. Our first playoff appearance is here. Maybe we can make some noise. We're going up against division rivals, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are pretty good. Will Levis led the league in passing yards this year. That might mean a development upgrade. He had a 70% completion percentage, 5,300 yards, and 53 touchdowns. Absolutely destroyed the touchdowns. I really hope that means development upgrade for Will Levis. That would be so massive. But he's had 2 really, really good seasons since being put in the Bengals playbook. This might be the best playbook for an all-around balanced offense where you get a ton of yards from your receiver, a good amount of yards from your running back, and a ton of yards from your quarterbacks. So you love to see it. 5,300 yards, 53 touchdowns to just 11 picks. That is exactly the kind of splits that I want to see from Will Levis, especially with him still being pretty young. And then he went 70% completion percentage. I mean, my man went off this season. Rushing yards, and see, like, you don't lose any production, or at least you don't lose a lot of production. That's where it's critical to your team when you're in the Bengal playbook, because Derrick Henry, 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns is still an amazing season. You love to see it. Absolutely amazing. He got 265 carries. What a season. And then 3 1,000-yard receivers and a guy at 900. I love it. Marvin Harrison Jr. comes in and makes an immediate impact. That's why he won Offensive Player of the Year last year. 1,300 yards and 17 touchdowns. He was a massive, massive target in the end zone for Will Levis. And then Michael Pittman Jr., no slouch himself, 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. And Treylon Burks follows up his back-to-back amazing seasons with another amazing season. 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns for Treylon as the third option. That's still amazing. And then Kyle Pitts, we said, had 900 yards and 9 touchdowns. We locked him up for the entirety of the rebuild, or of the series, I guess. Jackson Smith-Njigba didn't play much, but that's just because we have so much depth at the wide receiver spot that it's hard to get everybody involved. You can't share the wealth that much. On the defensive side of things, Alshire again leads the team, but doesn't have 100 tackles, which isn't like that shocking. But he does lead the team again for, like, I think the 3rd straight year, maybe even all 4 years. I have no idea. 97 tackles, a sack, and an interception. Christian Gonzalez again up there with tackles. He might be one of the better tackling corners in all of football. 87 tackles for him. No picks, though, which is kind of concerning. Jeffrey Simmons at 85 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, and 16 sacks. Absolutely amazing there. He also led with tackles for loss with 16. Jalen Carter had 15, 10 for Rashawn Gary. That's why I wanted to bring him in. Sack leader is Jeffrey Simmons with 16, 13.5 for Jalen Carter, 11.5 for Gary, 8 for Matt Hadley, 5 for Dallas Turner. Amazing there. Absolutely brilliant. 3 interceptions for Jeremy Chin, 2 for Fulton and Burgess, and then 1 for Shire and Campbell. You love to see it. Making the playoffs, not just as a wild card team, but as a division winner with the best quarterback in the league in terms of just numbers. Can we win against division rival Jacksonville? Come on, Madden. Don't you screw me. Don't you screw me. Thank you. 35-28. We're going up against the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. This is going to be a tough game. Luckily, we were the number 1 overall team, it looks like, because we have home field advantage. Actually, I shouldn't say that because the number 1 team could have gotten knocked out. No, we are the number 1 team. I should have known that because we didn't play in the wild card game, obviously. Duh, I'm stupid. So we are the number 1 team. We beat the Jags, and now we play the Chiefs. It's the Giants and the Lions, actually, in the NFC title game. Can we defeat the Kansas City Chiefs? This is a very tough game. Come on, Will Levis. I believe in you. We did it, 31-24 in our first playoff appearance of the series. We are going to be in the Super Bowl against the Detroit Lions. What a Super Bowl this is. Titans and Lions. Oh, man, what a wild one. But Will Levis is going to lead his team into a Super Bowl in just his 3rd season as a starter. He gets a skill point upgrade as well. He's going up to a 78 true. I don't know what the morale is putting him up to, maybe in the low 80s. We could take a quick look, but they only went 10-7. The Lions only went 10-7. Will Levis is up to his superstar development. He was normal. He was normal development, and now he's up to superstar. That is what I'm talking about. This is the future of our team right here. We got to see his progression history. So he got the development trade upgrade on the when he won the QB of the year. He went up to superstar development. But why did he go up to star from normal? We got to find that. Why did he go up from star to norm, or from normal to star? Are they not going to tell me? Oh, he might have done it at some point Just naturally? Is it not going to tell me? It's not going to tell me. I don't see it, at least. I don't notice it. But it doesn't matter because he's from star to superstar now. So Will Levis is him. And I did see that, unfortunately, Derrick Henry goes down to superstar, but that's okay. He's going to start to regress anyway. Marvin Harrison Jr. is a superstar. What about on the defense? Are we getting any upgrades here? It looks like Jeffrey Simmons is back up to X Factor. Christian Gonzalez dropped down. I'll move him back up to superstar. He didn't have that bad of a season. Plus, he's still young. I know he didn't have any interceptions or anything, but he's still super young. He doesn't deserve to decline down to star with his potential that he has. So he'll go back up. It doesn't look like anybody else has changed. No, it looks like everybody is the same. Although, was Jalen Carter superstar? I don't remember. He might have been just star. I don't remember. Dallas Turner might have been star. I don't know. I should have checked. I should have paid more attention. But it's Super Bowl time, baby. Lions and Titans. We are going to jump in and simulate through with like the quick manage thing. Or the super sim thing. I definitely want to take a look at this team actually in game. But it's our first ever playoff appearance in year number 4. And it's our first ever Super Bowl appearance. We have a chance to win the Super Bowl, check off the list, and technically complete the rebuild by winning a Super Bowl. And this could be one of the quickest that we win, because the Texans we won in year number 3. That was the quickest, but this is year number 4. And so far, I've completed every challenge I've tried in these 10-year rebuilds. I've won at least one Super Bowl with every team that we've done it with. The Cardinals, it took me till year number 10, but we got it done. Can the Titans already get that done for me so we don't have to worry too much about trying to get the Super Bowl the next 6 years? Let's find out. Lions and Titans, oh my, in the Super Bowl. Let's get it. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to go to the Super Bowl. We lead 7-0 in the first quarter. We lead 10-0 in the first quarter. 10-7, come on, boys. Let's get it done. 13-7, brilliant. We're into the third quarter. 21-7, I think it might happen, boys. I think it might. 21-14, 28-14. We got it back again. And you know what? We are on the brink of winning a Super Bowl. Will Levis is getting the team hype. I want to jump in here and actually do it myself. Let's hand this ball off to Derrick Henry. Get him a title before he retires. He's not going to be able to get it done on that one, but we'll keep handing it off to him. We've got 4 downs to get this ball across the line of scrimmage. Or not the line of scrimmage, across the goal line to get a Super Bowl championship for the Tennessee Titans. It is now 3rd and goal from the 1. No more timeouts for Detroit, so I could just like purposely not get in here and then waste some more time, but I tried to get in there and we didn't get it. Derrick Henry is stuffed at the line. It is 28-14, so it's not the end of the world if we don't score here, but I definitely want to score. I'm going to try to do like maybe some pass protection stuff here. Max protect, maybe that'll work. I know it's not a passing play, but Derrick Henry's into the end zone, punches it in, and guarantees the Tennessee Titans will win a Super Bowl. You love to see it, boys. Year number 4, we got it done. And now we will jump forward to the end of the game. And you know what? I might as well even jump in and play a little bit of defense just so that we can not show any bias to this, to the offense. I don't want to just say, oh, I just played the offense and we won the Super Bowl. No, we're going to show a little bit of defense, and I tried to turn into that guy there, but he didn't let me. 35-14, even if they score, they can't win this game. So it's putting a lot of pressure on them, but not any pressure on us. It's not a big deal if they score. It'll look bad on the stats, but Christian Fulton's going to get cooked by J-Mo. Yeah, Jameson Williams absolutely destroyed me right there. That is kind of embarrassing, but it's okay. You never saw that. You didn't see that. We won the Super Bowl. That's all that matters. Tennessee Titans, in year number 4 of the 10-year rebuild, are world champions. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Will Levis, we found out. We found out that Will Levis is the guy. And we got that man a championship. He deserves it. Out of pretty much everybody on this team, Derrick Henry deserves it. And Will Levis is our quarterback. As long as we can keep him under contract, Will Levis will be our guy. Hopefully for the entirety of this challenge, this 10-year challenge. And that's what I wanted to come into this video and find out. I wanted to find out, is Will Levis the guy to get us to the promised land? Because we found out that Kyler Murray probably wasn't going to be the guy in the 10-year rebuild for the Cardinals. But Will Levis had his best season as a pro, won the Quarterback of the Year award, went from normal to superstar development, and is a Super Bowl champion now. Congratulations to them. And we've done it. We've done the dang thing. We've won a championship with the Tennessee Titans. We can complete that. The rebuild is technically completed now, but we got to go 6 more seasons and see if we can win maybe 6 more championships. Probably not. We're probably not going to win 6 more championships, but we are at least guaranteed 1. And we got a contract extension. That's awesome. But I am very curious to see if Will Levis won the actual MVP. Maybe that's why he went up to superstar, because he won the MVP of the league. I mean, he'd be deserving of it. He destroyed the passing stats. He definitely would be deserving of it. But that would be a rare thing. No, Bryce Young actually took the MVP of the league. Will Levis does win Super Bowl MVP, so that's nice. We don't get any other awards, which is okay, because we got the biggest award of them all. We got the Super Bowl championship, baby. Will Levis is the guy. You love to see it. Now, we don't have a lot of money in cap room, but that's okay, because I don't think we need to make many changes. I really don't think we have to make many changes at all. I am curious to see what the Dolphins did. How did the Dolphins play this year? Because we have their first-round pick. So did the Dolphins give us a good pick? The Dolphins gave us pick 14. I'll take that. That's a top 15 NFL draft pick. That is very, very good. I will definitely take that. And the Vikings, we gave them our first pick. That's why, see, this is galaxy brain type stuff, boys. This is galaxy brain type stuff. Our first round pick for this season was projected pick number 5 in last offseason. We traded that to get up. We traded that to the Vikings to get Brian Driver at like pick 4 or something like that, or pick 5, whatever it was. So we moved that pick knowing that it had a crazy value, but we banked on the fact that we would be good enough to where that pick wouldn't matter. And now we were so good that it's the final pick in the first round. That is galaxy brain stuff. And we were able to trade pick 18 that we also had last year from our original, that was our own pick. We traded that down to Miami to get pick 14. So I am just a brilliant man when it comes to making these moves. You guys need to bow down to me, acknowledge me as the greatest draft trader of all time. Just acknowledge that. And it looks like Tyron Smith actually retired, so I can't even give him a new contract or trade him. So we're going to have to focus on left tackle now, regardless of regardless of if Tyron Smith was going to get traded or not. That's a lot of money for a backup quarterback in Malik Willis, but he's going to stay around, so that's good. That's who I wanted to bring back. All right, perfect. We got $7 million to go into free agency. We had $5 million last offseason. We didn't make any moves there. We just kept it around. I don't know if we'll make any moves. I don't think we will. Garrett Wilson's in free agency. So is Jaquan Brisker. Oh, this is a good class, at least at the top half. This is a very, very good class. Okay, maybe not so much towards the end, but that top of the class right here, these two boys, I would so want them, but I don't think that I can afford it. I could offer like this to Jaquan Brisker. If I give him 3.5 and then 4, that would save us about $800,000. But then we'd have a stockpile of safeties. I could move Jeremy Chin to free safety or Jaquan Brisker to free safety. We could trade Amani Hooker. I know I just re-signed him to a new contract. We could do that. Are we even in the hunt? I just withdraw the contract. We weren't in the hunt. So that's not going to happen there. Too bad. Too bad. I do want to take a look at left tackle, though. So the best guy is an 80 overall. There's nobody here that's that good. Ooh, DeJuan Jones. I do love me some DeJuan Jones. I might just offer him a contract just because he's DeJuan Jones and I like him. And he's very big. He's a big boy. So let's offer him that contract. That's going to be the only guy that we offer. He's probably not going to be our starter, DeJuan, but we will offer him that contract. He signed with us. Perfect. So now at least we have a competent left tackle if we're not able to bring in anybody in the draft or anything. So if we go to just the lineup, is he actually starting? He is going to be starting for us, but we'll see what we can do. Maybe we move back Skoronski to left tackle, and then maybe move like Jackson to tackle or something, or maybe move one of these other guys. We got some different options we can do to patchwork this offensive line until we find a replacement tackle. But that's going to be the only move we make in the free agent period, because we just don't have enough money to. But honestly, I don't think we need to make that many moves at this point. I mean, we're coming off of a championship. We are just focused on developing our young guys, including Will Levis. He's only going to get better as long as we stay in this Bengals playbook and we keep really good talent around him like Kyle Pitts. And, well, he's guaranteed to have Kyle Pitts at least. As long as we keep those guys around him, we'll be pretty good. Marvin Harrison Jr. is fifth-year option is up. We're going to accept that so we don't have to pay him next season. I think we are going to have to pay Treylon Burks, though, in this next episode number 5. We're probably going to pay Treylon Burks because we picked up his fifth-year option last episode. Dallas Turner's fifth-year option, we need to pick that up as well so that we don't have to pay him next season. We just want to push back everybody's contracts as much as possible so we can able to win as many championships as we can. We got to capitalize. And I know I said that at the beginning of the episode that I didn't think we were so much in the winning window. Now we are. The winning window is wide open. It's not even a window anymore. It's a freaking open wall. Like there's nothing there. It's just open space. That's how big of a window we're in right now because we just won a freaking championship. So mock draft number 5, did anything really change? Obviously, we're going to stay at pick number 14 because those picks don't change. Who's this guy? Seth McMahon. Is he related to Vince? He looks really good. He's a 6'1 improviser. Out of what college? He's out of Oklahoma. He's got good acceleration, good throw power. His speed isn't amazing, but he looks really good. He looks really, really good. If we were in need of a quarterback, I would definitely try to trade up to get Seth McMahon because he looks like he could be a really, really good quarterback. But we are obviously not in the market for a quarterback anymore. But then there's Tyreek Brinkley, who looks really good as a tight end. He's 6'4" out of the Ohio State University. Who do they have us taking at 14? They have us taking a left tackle, Justin Washington. No surprise there. That's probably around the point that we will take a left tackle. I don't think we're going to be trading up this season. There's not really anybody here that is so good that we need to trade up. I mean, obviously there's some good quarterbacks, but let me go to the actual left tackle spot and see who we're going to take. So they have us taking Justin Washington, but is Greg Patterson and the other dude better? That's some good physicals from Greg Patterson, but his numbers don't look as good as Justin does. What about Cole Whitlock? I think that Justin Washington might be the better of the 3 in the first round. He's got pretty good physicals, but I think his skills are better. I'm going to use all my private workouts on these 3 guys just so that we can for sure know what the left tackle spot is going to have, at least in the top guys. So we're going to use those private workouts. We're going to go to the left tackle spot, and we're going to just use it all on these 3 guys so that we can know for sure, if I can actually hit it right, there we go. We're going to know for sure who the right option is, and maybe we do need to trade up. Maybe we need to trade up to get a left tackle because one of them is projected to go top 5. So if he's good enough, if he ends up being the better of the 3, then maybe we need to trade up. We'll find out here. Let's take a look. Let's take a quick ski look at, why do I keep doing that? At the left tackle spot. Cole Whitlock, we're at 90% on him. We're at 90% on everybody. Is he the better of the 3? He's got good acceleration and good change of direction, but his strength is not that great. And for a left tackle, you probably want that to be. His awareness is amazing. His impact blocking, run block finesse, and lead block are all really, really good. What about Greg Patterson? He's got elite in a ton of stuff. So he might be the most physically imposing player. He's got A, impact blocking, awareness, finesse, and lead block, but he's also got A, pass block finesse. That's something that Whitlock didn't have. What about Washington? He's elite in only 2 things, but he is the fastest tackle at the combine. And he has A, impact block, awareness, lead block, and finesse, but he only has A to B run block finesse. The other guys both were guaranteed A. I think Greg Patterson's the best of the 3. I really do. I think that Greg Patterson is the best of the 3, and I just want to quickly take a look at the mock draft number 5 just to see if he was projected to go before us Greg Patterson. No, Greg Patterson was not projected. He's projected to go 18. So that's perfect. We could snag Greg Patterson at 14 or whatever we're picking at. I think it's 14. And we can get out of there with, I think, the best tackle in the draft. I think he's better than the number 1 guy or the top 5 guy. So let's skip. Pick 1 is Eric Collins out of Missouri. There goes Cole Whitlock. That's the top 5 guy. He goes to the Steelers. Then you got Demario Bernard to the Buccaneers. You got Seth McMahon, Vince's son, from the Saints, or from Oklahoma to the Saints. Will Snyder goes to the Chargers. Tyreek Brinkley goes to the Cowboys. Sterling Moore to the Seahawks. Von McKinley to the Cardinals. John Thomas to the Eagles. LaMichael Parker to the 49ers. George Stark to the Browns. Daryl Cheeks to the Texans. What a legendary name. Mitch Burris to the Patriots. Mitch. And now we are up, and we've got our pick of 2 left tackles, and I think we already know who the better of the 2 is. Right here, Greg Patterson, I think, is going to end up being the better of the 2. His speed and strength aren't amazing, but his physicals, his skills are actually better. Although his run block power and run block are not that much better, or they're worse than what Justin Washington's is. Who's the better of the 2? That's the tricky part. Do we take run block power at C and run block as a B, but we run block finesse is only A to B, so it could end up being a B, but is that better than having a D and a C, but guaranteed an A? And Greg Patterson's injury is a D to F. Ooh, this is a tough call. This is a really, really tough call. I might try to trade up to get both of them just so we have the best of both worlds. I don't know. I don't know what to do. These guys both look pretty good. I don't know who's better. I think Greg Patterson is better. Honestly, I do. I think that Greg Patterson is better, so we're going to take Greg Patterson. He's hidden development, 6'4", 316 out of USF, 86 strength, 84 acceleration, 81 jumping. Oh, I hope I didn't make the wrong decision there with Patterson. I do think that he is the better of the 2, but if we can skip a few more picks and maybe get... Okay, so Justin Washington, he goes to the Packers. That's where Patterson was supposed to go, but we just basically swapped. All right, so we can skip to the 2nd round, pick 32. I think I made the right decision there. I guess we'll find out in the long run if we made the right decision or not. Who is on the board here in the 2nd round that's any good? What about Juan Forbes? Is he good? He's got elite speed. He's the fastest linebacker, right outside linebacker. We're going to take him. Normal development, 88 speed, 88 agility, 88 acceleration. He is a fast guy, and he could end up being a very useful outside linebacker for us just in terms of depth purposes. And I think that's probably going to be it for me. I'll check in the 3rd round just to see if there's anybody available. I don't know if there will be. But we will give a quick ski look. Maybe there's going to be somebody that is piquing the interest. What about Desmond Huff? He's 6'1", deep threat, great speed. Doesn't look amazing, but we are in the 3rd round. You're not going to find anybody that looks like phenomenal. Timmy Whittington? What a name that is. That's a mouthful. He looks okay, but he's nothing crazy. Maybe we just focus on another offensive lineman. Is there any guards available? Usually guards are still pretty good this late. Dexter Moss could be something. He looks interesting for sure. What about if we go to like center? There's usually some centers available. Lorenzo Morrison, not really feeling him. Maybe Greg Melvin? Are we feeling Greg Melvin at all? Not really. I'll just check right guards and right tackles quickly. Nobody in the right tackle. Nobody in the right guard. I'm thinking we go with Dexter Moss because he looks pretty decent. So we'll take Dexter Moss. Only normal development, but that's okay. I think he's going to end up being a solid depth lineman for us. And then we will skip to the end of the draft. Let the CPU handle the 4, 5, 6, and 7s. And we will see just how good our left tackle is. I really hope that he's better than Justin Washington. So if we go to the draft recap, we can see that we got ourselves a 72 overall left tackle, which I don't even think is better than DeJuan Jones. I think he's a 73, and everybody else is in the 60s. So not that great of a draft. But I did get a 69 and a 68, so I guess that's okay. All right, so that's interesting. NFL, who was the best player in the class? Was it a good class? Not that great. Vince McMahon's son ends up being a 80 overall. That's the highest in the class. Let's go take a look at the Packers. What was Justin Washington? Was he better than a 72? Probably. He was a 74, so he was better. He was better than, and he has hidden development too. He was slightly better, at least in terms of starting overall. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think we ended up with a good player, but it's tough to see. He's probably going to start over DeJuan Jones, even at a 72. I would guess he's going to start over DeJuan. I'll make him start over DeJuan. So now, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so he is starting over DeJuan Jones. Perfect. We've got some interesting things. You know what? You know what we could do? We can move Van Prawn to left tackle because you see he's an 81 at left tackle. And we have Dexter Jackson. I think is it Dexter Jackson? What is it, Dante Jackson? It's Dexter Jackson. We have Dexter Jackson who could take over for center at center. This is why we get the depth. This is why we get the depth. We have that ability. We could do that. And then we have a pretty good offensive line, but I think we trust Greg Patterson. Or what is it Greg Patterson? Yeah, Greg Patterson. I think we trust Greg Patterson. I think he could be, if we give him some time to develop, I think he could be a good player. But this is our team headed into our fifth season. The defending Super Bowl champion Tennessee Titans. I can't believe we actually got here. I'm so happy. You love to see it. It's amazing. We made the right moves. We signed the right players. We won a championship, and now we look to defend in the next episode. If you guys enjoyed this one, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watch. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.